Anthony, congratulations. You could feel the importance of that win.
So that was all him. But yeah, what a player, and more importantly, what a person.
That win takes you 6th in the Premier League now. How important is it to you and this team to be back in Europe again next season?
It's massive because we've had that taste, and that's what we want. That's what we want our season next year to be. And there's still a long way to go, but I think performances like that won't put us far wrong.
Well done today, Anthony.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
And we're delighted to say that the man who got 2 goals today, Alexander Isak, is alongside us. Alexander, we heard from Anthony Gordon at the end. He was saying you had to play differently today in this game against Tottenham. Just tell us how well you executed the manager's game plan as a team today.
No, I think great. Normally we just pressure all the time, but the game plan was a bit different, and I think the way the manager and his coaching staff set up the plan, I think it was excellent, and obviously then we executed it in a good way as well.
You know, the goals for me, we were talking upstairs going, well, it feels like when you get in 1v1 especially, that the game slows down a little bit and everything's very clear for you. Is that the way it feels when you get some people that, like myself, centre half gets in, it's a blur. Yeah. Everything's going too fast. Yeah,
I know, and I think it's a lot of responsibility, you know, because we're going man-man everywhere, and I think today we've done great, but obviously when we win the ball, there's so many chances.
But I mean, when you're 1v1 on the goalkeeper,
okay.
Is it very clear for you? It's slow, or is it that looks like that? It looks for you. It looks so easy for you when you get 1v1.
Yeah, I think because they play a high back line, so there's a lot of space, and obviously it goes quicker. And I think I've been looking at myself as well, videos, and when I look at myself, it looks like I'm more calm than I am. Obviously, it goes quick, and
so inside the heart's doing this, but it looks like
just don't show it.
No, it feels like it's going super fast on the pitch, but then when I look back at myself, it feels like I have all the time in the world.
Obviously, your finishing was first class today, but how good's Bruno Guimaraes already with the pass? You talk about the high line. Your run was fantastic to stay on side, but there's not many people can play a pass like that for you.
No, I think he's excellent in all phases of the pitch. I think we were speaking about there was one time in first half when I went deep and he played me short, but you know they have a high back line, and so you just have to time the runs, you know, stay on side, and then the passes are great.
Yeah, because obviously when you take it inside there, obviously that's what Rio was talking about with the calmness. It's so easily when you get a chance, you want to get in there quickly, maybe hit it with your left foot, but you stand him up, take your time.
Yeah, I done it a second time. I should have just finished, but you know, sometimes you do the bit complicated ones and it's successful.
You know, just the second goal's going to get shown. They're going to run that through. Is that your favourite type of finish when you're coming in and you're opening your body up with your right foot?
Yeah, I'd say I'm more comfortable coming from the left side.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I can play left wing, and it's a comfortable position for me. So I'd say probably that's the most comfortable one.
Was this running through your mind a little bit? Because Van der Ven in the first, because you cut back in the first one, do you think he slows down a little bit there? You know, was that in your mind, or are you just thinking, no, I'm always going to go there and finish it?
I think when I have this amount of space, you shouldn't make it too complicated. You just go towards goal, and maybe because I cut inside twice, maybe he was, you know, thinking a bit about that, but just score and I'm happy.
What about the golden boot?
I was going to say that.
Yeah, Haaland, I think we're 2 behind now. I mean, is that been in your mind? Is it in your mind now? And was it in your mind before the start of the season?
No, not really. Obviously, my season has been a bit. It's been a bit of trouble, you know, with a few injuries. So all I'm thinking about is, you know, staying fit and get momentum, which I have now, and I'm just thinking of playing well for the team, and that's when I get my goals, when I do all the other things well.
How close to your peak are you feeling now? Because as you said, you've missed 10 games this season through injury, so it's been interrupted for you.
No, I feel like I'm in a good form now. It's just about, you know, keeping the momentum, and for me and for the team as well. I feel like we're in a good place, and just got keep going like this.
Just from a forward's point of view and your mindset going into a game like this, someone like Van der Ven who didn't have a great game today, but he's considered a very good defender form-wise this season. You as a centre forward, are you thinking about you against him, or is it more of a team thing you think about your approach?
Obviously, you think about how to beat your defenders, and all of them are different. So obviously, Van der Ven is one of the fastest if not the fastest, I think, in the Prem. So you have to think about how to beat them, and I think that's about timing. You know, with that high line, and if you time your runs, and you can hurt any team. So yeah, I think that's in the back of your head.
17 Premier League goals this season. Have you got a number in mind for how many you would like by the end? You got a target?
No, I don't really set targets, to be fair, because I don't want to limit myself. But you know, I go into every game and try to score, and that's my way of helping the team. You know, so that's going to be my mentality for all the games we have left.
Well, you're
Can I just say, he is player of the match. We've got one more goal to get to be the highest goal scorer in Swedishman ever in the Premier League. Did you know that? Zlatan.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So you got to do it, man.
You've got to set that target at least. Congratulations on a brilliant performance. Well done.
Well done. Brilliant.
There, 2 goals today, the player of the match. How much did he deserve that award that he's got?
Yeah, he did. I think there was a few players who probably were in contention for it. But you know what stands out? He's just so calm, and like it just feels like this is a normal thing for him.
He says he's not on the inside, but that's hard to believe. Do you think?
It is, because his whole demeanour is that of a calm, real relaxed kind of guy. He says obviously it speeds up inside. It doesn't feel like that, but he just looks like he expects, with his ability that he's got, he expects to be doing this at this level.
I've heard so many times Thierry Henry comparisons with him, Peter. Do you see that?
Well, yeah, I think he's not got the blistering pace that Thierry had, but he's got incredible feet, and it's just the calmness in front of goal. How many times did you see Thierry go through on goal and panic? You know, not once, I don't think. And the same with you feel with Isak. He's just got that calmness. He's able to slow. He makes the correct decisions. I think if he goes through on a 1v1, you're just always confident he's going to score.
It is difficult though when you try and compare these players to those, because Thierry was one of the best ever. But he mentioned a really important point there: timing. His timing of his runs, even for the first one with Gordon there, a lot of players run offside there, lose a loss of concentration. Again on the halfway line, knowing where the defender is, knowing he's in his own half. Those little details there sometimes say, it doesn't need to be the quickest, because upstairs he's quicker.
Deserved 4-0 victory here at St James's Park for Newcastle today. Rio and Peter alongside me. We've had a look at Alexander Isak's goals with the man himself. Let's look at Anthony Gordon's. It was goal number 2, Rio, and he was lively from the first whistle, wasn't he?
Yeah, again, he set the tone. He ran through once on the right-hand side early on, but he capitalises on a terrible ball from Porro, steps inside and rifles it in that corner. And it's an argument to say he started on the right because Harvey Barnes is in, plays on the left. But he's going to get more goals in these areas, coming off the left-hand side. He is a guy who you want in these moments. You need a little bit of confidence, you need a little bit of oomph in the stadium to vitalise these fans. He gives you that massively.
Do you prefer him on that left-hand side, Peter?
Yeah, without doubt. We can see there, obviously, that's what he wants to do. He wants to cut in and shoot. And what Pedro Porro was doing there, I've no idea, but fantastic finish from Gordon.
And he took that corner for the 4th goal there. It was the 16th corner Newcastle had in the game, Peter. Finally made one count.
They were such a threat. And I do think it's a problem for Tottenham defensively from corners. Vicario doesn't want to come. It was a matter of time, I thought, today they were going to score. And I thought Fabian Schär was absolutely outstanding today, as defensively, right through the spine of the team. You look at him, Bruno and Isak up front. We talk about the wide areas so much with Newcastle, but through the spine of the team, they're so strong when those three play.
He probably doesn't get the credit he deserves, Fabian Schär. He's the only player in an injury-hit season to have started every Premier League game for them, Rio, and he's just been colossal for them.
He's been huge, and I think he would have been you look at him and you think, listen, is he quick enough? But he's brave. I'm talking brave with the ball and brave in his positions as well. He's aggressive, he's on the front foot. There's a calming influence around, that he plays with as well, that I see flow through the team from him. And he's just grown in stature here. And I think you see him, he walks out and he's like, I am the man here. And he's a player, I think alongside Botman together they look really good, but even without Botman he's really looking a fantastic player. But he's someone I'm sure Eddie Howe doesn't even have to think about, and that's great for a manager. Gives you no worries on and off the pitch. You're going to get a minimum 7 out of 10 most weeks, and he's been so consistent.
Absolutely, another clean sheet at home for Newcastle this season. That's 8 in the Premier League here at St James's. It's more than any other team in the league as well. We spoke as well, Peter, before the game about Bruno Guimaraes and his importance to the team. What did you think of his performance out there?
Honestly, at times it was unbelievable. I thought he's got that bit of spikiness about him, hasn't he? You know, and he did well to avoid the booking. But look at his technique and his ability. You know, he gets back. His work rate's so good. You know, his passing range is fantastic. You know, at times he goes past people and he knows when to pick a pass. There's so much to admire about his game, and there's a huge cog in the midfield for Newcastle. And, you know, at times he was getting us out of his chair, wasn't he? With some
Everything
of the
goes through him.
And you know what? He wants the ball. I'd let Eddie Howe even want to jump in, but we're just talking about Bruno. The amount that he just, whatever the weather, he wants the ball. And is that one of the best things about him?
Absolutely nailed it. We talk about it all the time. He always wants the ball, and when you're trying to build a team that plays good football, it might sound obvious. I'm not sure what's going on there, but it might sound obvious.
Brazil v Argentina, we can say.
Well, you know more than me. But yeah, in any phase, even when he's marked, and I think the hallmark of a modern day creator is that characteristic.
He's managed to navigate 11 games now without a yellow card, Eddie, so that's sort of resets now, no ban for him. How has he done it? Because you know he likes to play on the edge sometimes.
Well, it's an incredible thing. So we had a meeting about it. He was on 9, he had loads of games to go. It was right at the start, and I said, look, Bruno, we need you to stay away from the suspension. He said, Gaffer, I promise I will not get booked. And I looked at him and I thought, no. But he made that promise, and it's a very difficult thing to do, because in a game, you know, you've played, it can happen like that without even really thinking about it. But he's managed to navigate his way through that period, and he's done it for the group because he knows his importance. We've got very limited options, and full credit to him for doing it.
And he's shown you he can do it now as well. Both Alexander and Anthony Gordon after the game have spoken about how differently you had to play today. You were talking about wanting a good start, needing to be versatile today. What did you change out there, and why did it work so well?
Yeah, sorry, I was a little bit cagey before the game.
You said you'd go man for man. You said, you know, that.
And you did. Yeah, we did. You nailed it. Although I didn't want to talk too much about it. But I think Tottenham are unique in what they do, and we felt we needed to change to give ourselves the best chance of implementing what we wanted to do. And also we're looking at the balance of the players we have available, trying to get them in their best positions to play well. So it was a combination of a lot of different things. I thought tactically it worked. I thought it was a really good delivery from the players. They're always the ones that deserve the praise for the execution. It's such a difficult thing to do when you're playing against elite players. You know, if you're man for man, one mistake can cost you, but our concentration levels were really good.
And Eddie, your forward players obviously will get the plaudits, and rightly so. They were brilliant today, but defensively, another clean sheet. How good's Fabian Schär been? Because we were talking about him today. He's just been fantastic for you.
Yeah, this season, Fabian, we've really needed him. You know, around him, he's lost some big partners to injury, but he's been the sort of consistent in the team, and he's been incredible on the ball. I mean, I know Fabi will sort of pride himself on that, but then when you add, it's no good being good on the ball if defensively you're not at the highest level, and he has. And I think that's the area of his game that he deserves the biggest credit for. He's been diligent, his positioning's been excellent, his attitude to defending's been excellent, and he deserves a lot of credit for his performances this season.
Also, how important are those fringe players and the young players that you've had? You've had a lot of injuries you spoke about. You've got players that are coming in. Livramento at times have come in. Jacob Murphy, Anderson today. The list goes on of players that are coming and are performing and giving you 7s at least out of 10s. How important are they, and how do you get them like that in this team?
Well, I think the emergence of some of the players that maybe at the start of the season people wouldn't have thought would have played, like you say, Elliot Anderson, Louis Miley. Jacob last season was outstanding, and he's been outstanding again this year. So I think he's in a slightly different category. But we're seeing the emergence of some younger players that will hopefully serve us well here for the next. Elliot today, I think, was excellent. He's an outstanding talent. He's been trying to sort of burst into the team and stay in the team. I think.
Where is he best?
It's a good question. I'm sort of unsure myself, because he can play wide left, but obviously Anthony's form, Harvey's form, that makes it difficult for him there. But then as a number 8 on that left-hand side, but then he's got Joelinton to compete with, and that's why with Joelinton's injury you're seeing him emerge, and yeah, he's got everything really.
And also there was a special initiative today, a new campaign from the club as well. We had shirts that fans were wearing and sponsored as well by the Royal National Institute for the deaf today as well. We saw Dan Burn in that celebration for the first goal saying love the fans in sign language, and there was some lovely celebrations with the shirts vibrating. How nice is that for you to see those fans being able to experience the atmosphere at St James's?
Yeah, it was an amazing touch, I think, from our sponsor Seller. I think watching pre-game when the players come out with the mascots and seeing those pictures and seeing Dan. I didn't know Dan knew sign language. That's impressive.
I think we taught him that when we filmed with him this week.
Well, yeah, amazing things. And I think that's the power of football. That's what this football club and every football club has the power to do. Affect people, give them experiences they wouldn't normally get.
Hopefully something that we'll see a lot more of as well in the Premier League. Just lovely scenes today. Eddie, that puts you into 6th place in the table now. Can you finish above Man United?
Well, yeah, who knows? I mean, I think we just got to keep doing our bit, which is trying to win every game. And I think, looking at how we performed today, we're returning hopefully to somewhere near our best. I don't want to say that for sure, but that's big steps forward in the last few weeks, and we've got to keep aiming in that direction.
Eddie, thank you very much for coming out to join us.
Thanks, everyone.
Well done. Thank you.
Thank you.
What do you think, Rio? Who finishes higher?
Well, listen, the form that they're coming into, the momentum, I always say, is key at this stage, and I think Newcastle at the moment have that. Man United have got to answer this weekend, but he's definitely got his team in the right frame of mind at this stage, especially here at St James's.
And when you look at Newcastle's running as well, a lot of the talk was whether they could sneak into a Conference League place, the way the season had been going, Peter. But now do you think their chances of Europa League are looking good?
Well, that's a Tottenham side that are going for Champions League football. A Tottenham side with not as many injuries as Newcastle have got. There's a lot of key players that Newcastle have missing. They've absolutely dismantled them. So if that doesn't give you confidence to be able to finish the season strongly, then nothing will. Because that was an incredible performance from start to finish. They were better than Tottenham. They didn't give them a chance to get into the game. So some great performances. And as he said, some of with Joe Linton being out, certain key players being out, it gives other players chances. And they all look like they're excelling at the moment.
And a really difficult one to take, Tottenham's biggest defeat of the season. What happened out there?
Yeah, look, fair to say, credit to Newcastle first. I thought they were really good today. And, we just didn't really get to any levels that would allow us to sort of get a grip on the game. And, they just did good for us.
Was the timing of Newcastle's goals a crucial part as well, scoring 2 in quick succession in the first half and an early one in the second?
No, not really. I thought even before the goals, we weren't really, like I said, we didn't really have a real grip on the game like we usually do. And I think it became a little bit of a game of transition, which kind of suited them more, obviously. We paid the price for that. But, even outside the goals, I don't think... our football was anywhere near the level it should be.
Why do you think that was today? Why do you think you couldn't get a grip of the game?
I'm sure we'll have time to analyse that right now. Not really sure.
There was a fair few people discussing Mickey van der Ven's unusual mistakes. It's rare that we see him make mistakes like that in a game. Was the more important thing for you as his manager the way you saw him recover in the game?
No, look, I think for all of them, that's the life of... elite sportsmen, elite footballers, you're going to make mistakes. I'm sure he's going to make many more mistakes in his career. Like I said, it's about how you react to them, why you're making those mistakes. But, I think I think all of us as a group, there's a fair bit to learn from today.
When you made the triple substitution in the second half, again, another rarity, we don't usually see Son come off in a match. What did you want to see differently at that point?
Pretty much everything. It wasn't about the people coming off. It's just, like I said, we weren't really, we weren't taking control of the game. We were allowing Newcastle to kind of dictate terms and, made the changes, hoping we could sort of stem the tide and get a grip of it, which we did for a little bit. But, they're still nowhere near good enough.
No game now for 2 weeks, and then it's the North London derby. How do you plan to use that time in between?
Nothing really changes, whatever you do, we've still got, like I said, we don't have a game next weekend, so that's been in the works for a while, so we'll just train and get ready for the next game.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
15 days to stew on that result before the North London derby. I mean, that's a big fixture in itself, but where does it leave them in the race for the top 4?
I mean, Ange keeps talking the top 4 down. And he might get what he wishes for, not ending up in that top 4.
Because he's been saying it's not a priority, but it's the way they play their football.
Yeah, exactly. And if they're playing their football that way, then forget the top 4. They're not going to end up in the top 4 if they continue to play like that. So, obviously, he's got 15 days to stew on this.
Yeah.
And the worst thing in the world is when you lose a game like that and you've been humiliated like that, It's because it's not just the score line, it's the way that they've played and they've performed. They got outplayed for 90 minutes there. So the players will be stewing, he'll be stewing, and the one thing you want is a reaction, and there can't be any better reaction than playing in the North London derby.
OK, well, if that's the thoughts from the visiting dressing room, what about the hosts? Is Eddie Howe.
Eddie, how proud are you of that performance from start to finish?
Yeah, it was a great performance from us. I thought the players executed everything in a really professional, diligent way. I thought some of our counter-attacking and general attacking play was of the highest level, so really pleased with the players.
I just want to start from back to front, if you like, before talking about the ruthless attacking play. The discipline when you had the big lead, what about that?
Yeah, I think combination of things, really. I think we protected the lead really well because we went for more goals and we were aggressive still. I don't think we sat back until the last 10 minutes because I think there's probably a bit of fatigue at that stage. But generally, I just think we looked in a really good place physically. We were able to execute what we wanted to do. And there was, I think everyone to a man probably performed at a very good level.
Incredibly, Newcastle have now scored 3 more than the entertainers under Kevin Keegan of 95-96. I mean, that's saying quite something at this stage.
Absolutely. I mean, that's how he wants to play. He wants to play his game with high intensity and try and get the ball forward in the right way as quick as possible because he knows he's got players in those positions to go and hurt the defence. And when you've got that, then you have to feed them. You have to get the ball up front as quick as possible because they're the ones that do the damage.
And they certainly have. Isak, and we've spoken about him. We were earlier on waxing lyrical about.
I'm Derek Ray. I'm joined for commentary by former Arsenal fullback Lee Dixon. And without doubt, a match with the potential to bring genuine excitement. It's Luton Town taking on Chelsea.
Hi, Derek. Thank you. Well, both managers will be reminding their players how important...
Well, it could be on for him here. Is it going to be? Keeper getting the touch. And it's gone behind for the corner. Over it comes. Did his job defensively. And they'll get ready for the throw-in. Pearson. So after that, a goal kick it'll be. Well, pick your adjective where Hakim Ziyech is concerned. Explosive, I think, might be an approach. Can they take the lead here? And mistimed the run, sadly. That's offside. Throw-ins given. This looks promising.
Well, it's the care and attention, all that works.
And a blunder by the keeper. Werner. Promising attack, but his timing was off. Well, they've lost possession of the ball. Nicely cut out. Oh, that's an interesting pass. Ziyech. In it goes. An early goal. No wonder they're celebrating.
Well, as we look at this again, the keeper's every right to ask where his back line was, but 2v1 in the end. He's thinking now, is he going to pass or go round me? He's got no chance.
Well, real difficulty keeping the ball. Ball's gone.